It's a great day here in Orem, Utah. This is Michael Leavitt, and today we're talking USA softball, and we're going to talk a little bit about this thing, the rule book, the thing that every umpire, every coach, every player should be reading and should understand. But it's difficult. Understand that. Talk a little bit about it today. You need to get to know the rules. You need to get to know the definitions, which are early in the rule book. You need to read the different sections of the rule book. Get in there. Why is the batter out? When is the batter not out? Pitching, all that good stuff. And then you finally get to the thing at the end called the rules supplement, which goes in to describe a little bit more in depth about different rules. And it gives you a great understanding. But you need to become familiar with all of this stuff because it's important. 2020. USA Softball Official Rules of Softball book, and you need to internalize that. Take it in the bathroom. I don't care what you do. Study the thing, but pick it up regularly. And you can usually just go, oh, okay, let's see. Let's drop a finger down right here. The runner is not out, and then read something. When more than one fielder attempts to field a batted ball and the runner comes in contact with the one who, in the umpire's judgment, could not have made an out, the runner is not out. Boy, that makes you think about a lot of things, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, part of the reason this is confusing, I'm a home inspector. And in home inspecting, we use a tool. This is a tool that everybody should know. It's a little outlet tester. You can get it for about $7 or $8. It's got a little button there that tests GFIs. It's got some lights that light up. And this is a cool tool. I have a $300 version of the same thing. But when you read the rules about this tester, it says, you know what? If there's reverse polarity, it'll tell you. If there's an open ground, it'll tell you that too. If there's a hot neutral reversed, it'll tell you that. But then if you read the fine prints of these rules about this tester, it says if there are multiple things wrong with the wiring of that outlet, then all bets are off. Lights are going to come on. It's going to tell you something may be up, may not. But it's perfect and easy when one thing is wrong. But when multiple things are wrong, all bets are off. So now you're all trained home inspectors and go out and make some money. But think about that for a moment, those of you that do basketball officiating. In basketball, typically one thing goes wrong. And you blow your whistle, and things don't get crazy until two officials blow their whistle. And then what do? They get together and decide which thing came first, and it's real easy by rule. What should we call? Okay, we'll call the first thing and impose the penalty. Whenever there's two things that happen simultaneously, basketball officials usually defer and just end up calling one thing, because otherwise you got to get into that portion of the rule book that says simultaneous fouls and things like that. You got to know more about the rules. But in softball, as well as in baseball, we have a thing called a delayed dead ball. And unfortunately, that creates multiple issue scenarios. And multiple issue scenarios, where do you go in the rule book? And when you find it in the rule book, have you found all there is to say about the whole thing? It's interesting. So keep that in mind. If you're in a situation where multiple things have gone wrong, then are you getting the right ruling? Steve Hoffman, I don't know how many of you know Steve Hoffman. He's from way up north in Washington, up there in District 11. And in fact, he's so far north, I think that when they hit home runs over the fence there, it comes down in another country. You know what I mean, eh? Yeah, all the way on the Canadian border. Well, he sent along an example, something that rubs him a little bit raw, and can't figure out why we end up rewarding the defense for doing something wrong. But look at the scenario that he shared. He says a ball is hit deep and into the alley where fielders are chasing the ball all the way to the fence. A defensive player is blocking the second base with her entire body. This is an obvious obstruction. The runner, hustling, tries to get to second to touch it, but seeing that she cannot get to the base, she kind of goes around the fielder and she misses second base and proceeds on to third and ultimately scores. Pretty cool. Then the coach of the other team comes out, says, I'd like to protest that she missed second base. What do you got? Well, you have a multiple play situation. The rule book, is it going to be of help? Yes, absolutely. It's going to have a ruling. Are you going to like the ruling? Probably not, because it kind of rewards the defense when really it shouldn't. But think about it for a moment. The runner, she is obstructed, clearly. The umpire, what are you going to do? You're going to stick your arm out. You're going to say obstruction. She's going to continue around second base. You're going to see that she didn't touch it. She goes to third. She touches that. She goes home. She touches that. And then you have the appeal for the missed second base. Well, get in your rule books. Look up what the ruling would be. In fact, what you ought to do, you ought to read about obstruction. Yeah, obstruction would be a really good one to read, and you'll find that, hey, that runner can't be put out between second and third. Well, she wasn't. She wasn't put out between second and home. Uh-oh. It says down here, ooh, look what it says about missing a base and obstruction. Were you aware of that? Wow. So do you uphold the ruling? Do you have any other options? You know, what if she would have just crashed into the defender at second base? How would that have gone over? Well, then you have crashing into a fielder and what I call malicious contact, but that comes from high school rules. But could you have killed everything because she ran into that fielder and then she's out for crashing into the fielder? Well, that didn't help at all. You know, what do you do in this situation? If the defender is doing something so egregious or unsportsmanlike, maybe you could read about that. Look it up. You going to find anything there? You might want to look at what is that in the definition? What do they call that? An ejected player? Is that what the name of it is? Let's find that. Oh, where is that? Oh, where are the rules or the definitions? Oh, wait, right here in the beginning of the book it says, oh, an ejected participant is a team representative removed from the game by the umpire, usually for an unsportsmanlike act or conduct. Not letting a runner get to second base, that's unsportsmanlike, isn't it? I think so. Would you eject the second baseman or the shortstop, whoever it was that got in the way, wouldn't let the runner touch? I don't know. It's a multiple situation ruling. If it was just obstruction, it's an easy one. You know how to rule on that. But obstruction, missing the base, appeal, what are you going to do? That's why in our rule book, you need to become very well versed at multiple scenarios and where those rulings can be found, because quite often those will complement one another or be needed to be able to get the correct ruling on the field. Make sure you know your interference rules, your obstruction rules, as well as the appeals, both dead ball and live ball, so that you know when you're getting a proper appeal and can you uphold that appeal. This is tough stuff. So what did we learn today? We learned that these outlet testers, which you don't care a thing about, are very, very accurate when one thing is wrong. All bets are off when two or more things are wrong with the wiring to that outlet. Doesn't give you a true reading. What did we learn about the rule book? Rule book, usually pretty easy when it's one thing wrong. But boy, when we get multiple things wrong due to our delayed dead ball, which allows more things to continue to happen, that's where things get tricky. I look forward to your feedback. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know what you learn. Make it a great day. Bye-bye.